What if a person wants just plans?
Yeah, we do just plans. But we still meet with the client and usually refine the plans to make it work a little better. Most clients tend to be open to creative input. And maybe haven't totally thought out, the process. This traffic flow. What's it going to look like from the outside? Oftentimes, when they do plans, they haven't really thought about the look, or vice versa. They've thought about what they want it to look like, but really haven't developed the plans. But it still takes 2, 3, 4 meetings with a client because well, first of all, I designed it in the house, so we don't go back to our ivory tower and spend hours and then come back and discover that it isn't, or it doesn't meet their needs, or aesthetically they don't like the look. So it's better to design right with the client, spend 2.5 hours a session, and you get instant feedback. They're either going to like it or they're not. And you immediately refine it at that point. I've had jobs where we've totally flipped the design over, and the solution worked.
Well, what are some of the common mistakes that people make?
Some of them are thinking that they can be their own general contractor. And if they haven't done it before, it isn't as simple as just making a phone call every morning, or 1 or 2 phone calls the evening before, lining up your subcontractors. It doesn't happen that way. Most contractors have a relationship with the subcontractors, and they've been feeding them work for years. And the subcontractor will work with the general contractor so that it's better coordinated. The contractor knows how to build, whereas most homeowners don't. It's not as simple as opening a plastic model kit and following the directions. And one of the other things is a lot of homeowners think they can file their own job. And building inspectors love asking technical questions when they know that you're a novice, just to confound you. Or maybe they're trying to show how smart they are. I'm not sure what it is. But, so I end up quite frequently coming in and finishing the filing process. Well, case in point, I have one client that acting as his own GC. And in the very early parts of the project, he was calling me 1, 2, 3 times a day with questions. Well, he only hired me for the basic services, not to act as his GC or project manager. And it just proved to me that he was under the impression that, again, it was just 1 phone call in the morning to the subcontractor, and it was over with. But he had absolutely no clue as to what building involves. Even from excavation. Or that he actually needed a surveyor to come in and do the batter boards so that the excavator knew where to dig and how far. So all of a sudden he gets caught in the middle and he thinks he can move on, and all of a sudden there's a 1-week delay because he wasn't aware of the process. Whereas, again, a GC is familiar with it, and also has a relationship with building inspectors. Or I have a client that verbally told his excavator and mason contractor how far to dig and where to put the wall. And then when the carpenter came in and said that the foundation was off by 3 feet, they called me, and I explained to the owner that there are dimensions on the drawings for a purpose, and you have to build to the dimensions. You can't just arbitrarily pick a point. and expect it to work. So we quickly regrouped and redesigned the structure so that we could fix his 3-foot mistake and move on with the project. But it did delay it. Yeah. But I mean, I was just cute with Lou and said, you know, there are dimensions on the drawings for a real reason. Right? You got to follow them. Otherwise, you know, the second floor won't sit on top of the first floor.
It's funny though.